What is up, guys? Alexis Nunes here with Mark Ogden. Some breaking news now on Augie. I suppose this is shedding a little more light onto the conversations that we've been having week in, week out, and that is, when will we have some football again? Well, the Premier League has just announced that football here, at least in England, or Premier League football, will be suspended indefinitely. So no to the start of football in May, and that's pretty much a big decision, but probably one that we were kind of expecting, Augie.
I think so. I think was it 2 days ago, Wimbledon cancelled or postponed it this year, and that's in July. So if Wimbledon can't get a tennis tournament on in July, which is 3 months away, I think it was fairly obvious the Premier League was going to be struggling to play at the beginning of May. So it's indefinitely. Optimistically maybe June, but I still think it's a very optimistic scenario to play in June, even behind closed doors. But I think everybody hopes that'll be the case because people probably want a distraction away from the crisis which has affected everybody at the moment.
And then, of course, the second part of the Premier League statement that, we're looking at right now has to do with whether or not the players would be taking a pay cut, because we've seen other sports or the clubs or the leagues or just other individuals have been doing it. I think this also stemmed from a little bit of a story of Harry Maguire, whether he at Manchester United was, I suppose, encouraging his teammates to do that for their salary for the month. United, of course, had rubbished that or said it's not true now, but there is a bit of an update because there is a proposal from the Premier League now to do something similar, isn't there?
Yeah, there's been a Premier League meeting today, a video conference involving all 20 chief executives of the Premier League, plus the Premier League, and they've decided, or they've announced that they're going to be having talks with the PFA, the Players' Union, on Saturday and Sunday about a 30% league-wide deferral of wages. It's not a cut. The players aren't going to get the money cut and lose it. They're going to defer the wages until the clubs have got the money to pay them. So 30% across the board. Obviously, if you're talking about players that are earning £200,000 a week, then that, in my basic maths, I think that amounts to £60,000 a week. So they're massive savings, and it's for footballers. I guess it's not a huge sacrifice because I'm sure they can still pay for the cars and the mortgages, but it's just a gesture of solidarity. It enables the wheels of football to keep turning. So I'd be very surprised if the PFA say no to this, because ultimately it's not a cut, it's a deferral, so they'll get the money eventually. But I just think it's a good message to send out, especially in a week where we've seen Barcelona have a 70% deferral led by Lionel Messi. So I think it's the least of all that football clubs could do. I think Juventus as well. Juventus 4 months they've suspended the wages. So the Premier League has arrived late to the party, I guess, but they're doing the right thing now.
And then just quickly, of course, speaking about the Premier League, but what does this mean for the lower leagues, I suppose, in England as well?
Well, they've also announced a £125 million grant to the EFL Football League clubs. So there's 71 clubs in the EFL right now. And also the National League, which is the fifth tier below the Football League, which they usually get a payment from the Premier League in August. It's called a solidarity payment, where the money drops down. They're going to get that now in April rather than August. So the non-league clubs, I guess we're talking the clubs like Radcliffe Borough. I would see Radcliffe Borough play Whitby 2 weeks ago in the leagues below the National League. These clubs that haven't got a great income, that need the money to survive, will be helped out by this.
All right, Mark Ogden, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for being quick on the ball with this one, as we have been some testing times indeed, but I suppose it is nice to see how the Premier League and, football here in the UK has definitely banded together to try and fight this coronavirus pandemic. We'll definitely continue to keep you guys updated right here on ESPN.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.